After nearly 22 years of working with children and parents, I've noticed 3 common things that blocks parents from improving their parenting. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know where your block is. Or it's because your toolbox is empty, you feel like you've tried them all and none of it works and you don't know which one to try anymore. Allow me to explain this framework that hopefully will give you some confidence in where to make your next move. I believe that there are 3 key elements that help parents progress in implementing this work and beginning to feel better in their parenting. The first ingredient is awareness work. It's the blue circle. It's the process of being connected to your values, becoming self-reflective, and learning how to set a solid intention, really being able to see clearly. I like to say that awareness works helps you see what you're doing well, and it helps illuminate the gaps in your toolbox. The next element of this work is education. It's about acquiring actual knowledge to help teach you the tools that have been missing from your toolbox. And in my space, I host parenting classes, I host a parenting podcast, and I also have a group coaching program that gives you lifetime access to all of my classes and supports. This is where you become the student, consuming the education. And then the final element is the element of practice. And practice is what helps you take action to implement this work. It's full of mistakes, full of asking for and then receiving feedback, and lots of debriefs. In my spaces, I have it as accountability and community, peer-led community, and direct coaching from me. And what I've found is that when these 3 elements are present, we begin to take action and feel better in our parenting. I've been a parenting coach for 7 going on 8 years, and I now can hear, based on what a parent tells me, where they are in that framework. When a parent is stuck in between education and practice, they are lacking awareness. They don't know when to practice or which tool to use because they are blocked to their awareness. This is when a parent tells me, I've tried everything and nothing works. And when we offer some self-reflection, some processes to connect you to where you want to go and be able to clear the lens so you can clearly depersonalize the situation and see it, that's when parents say to me, oh, now I get it. That makes so much more sense. So I know that a parent is stuck between awareness and practice when they are blocked to education. This is when they know the times that they want to practice new tools, but they keep pulling from the same toolbox over and over and over again. What it sounds like is I'm just winging it. I'm just doing my best. This is where a parent is going to lose it and then apologize and then not change their behavior because they are lacking that skill acquisition. But then when they get into education, they take a class, they're like, oh, I've always wondered what that meant, and now I understand it. And finally, when a parent is stuck between awareness and education, they are stuck in the consuming phase. This is where they follow a lot of parenting creators. They've bought a lot of parenting books. Maybe they've even tried to read a parenting book, but they are stuck in a one-way consuming nature versus a 2-way practice and implementation. This is like when you save all the things, you're like, I'll do that someday or one day or soon. So it sounds like when a parent comes to me and says, yeah, I know what to do, I know when to do it, I'm just not doing it. And then when they get into the practice of it and they start taking messy actions, then they can start building momentum and starting to see their wins. I love working with parents in all 3 phases because when they're operating that flow of awareness, education, and practice, then they start to feel better in their parenting. I would say, based on your comment, a little bit of each sprinkled in there may help you start to feel better in your parenting. And if you want help from me, I encourage you to go to my bio link. I offer free spaces to do this work and then paid spaces to do this work. In the free spaces, We are looking at a lot of like one-way communication, like me talking to you, and there are limited spaces for you to start to ask me questions. And in the paid spaces, I give you access to deeper understandings of all the tools, and then lots of spaces for that two-way back and forth so that you can ask your questions to me and you can, again, start taking steps forward. This is a solvable problem, and it is a problem that I love helping parents solve so that they can feel better in their parenting.